All right, YouTube, we're going to talk today about cheap opto compressors. So I have gotten a couple of new pedals recently, and we're going to run through those with a pretty basic bass guitar so you can hear what an opto compressor sounds like in a cheap format. So what we're looking at here is an Azor Compressor. That's all the way on the left. We've got a DoD 280 compressor. And for comparison, a much better opto compressor, and you can see it Velcroed there to the side of the amp. And that is a joemeek 3Q. I've got the EQ, well, it looks like the EQ might be engaged, but it's a very nice opto compressor. It's great for vocals, bass, and lots of things, but it's a good comparison. Right now, the bass is set through the joemeek. And you can see the levels kicking in there. I'm playing with a pick. I'm playing a jazz bass, 2 single coil pickups, so really basic stuff. This is like a like $150 guitar, kind of the equivalent of like a Squire. So you can definitely hear that opto compressor kicking in on the picked bass line there. So let's cycle through pedals. I'm using a Boss line selector to switch between the 3 pass there. So now we're on the we're on the 280 now. So this one was kind of interesting. I didn't realize this till I played it. So you're listening to the difference here. Listen to the bass frequencies. So the opto compressor definitely kicks in there, but you're losing some lower bass frequency. So me personally, I'd never use this for a bass after hearing that. I mean, you just lost a lot of meat when you kick on the compressor, and I kind of dialed these things in earlier. I'm going to make this a quick video where we're not going to go through every single dial on each of them, but to me, this is the best sounding one, but it takes away the bass. So honestly, I don't think the 280 is a great one to use for a bass guitar because you're going to get some of the bass frequencies chopped out. All right, now it's out. So you can definitely hear that there's a little more high end too when you have the 280 engaged. So maybe that would be good in a parallel where you have the bass going direct to your amp or your PA channel or whatever, and you have the 280 engaged in parallel so that it's not squashing every frequency. All right, so now we're switching to the Azor. Sorry, we're on the joemeek. This one seemed pretty transparent. I mean, this was the cheapest one. I think I got this for like $23. So you don't hear a lot of difference there when it's engaged, but it's definitely squashing the volume. You can definitely hear it kicking in there. I guess the disadvantage of this pedal, if there is one, that's a great sounding opto compressor. It doesn't have a lot of gain on it, so you'll be able to get unity gain and go a little bit above it, but this is definitely not a boost kind of compressor. So you're not going to be able to kick the compressor in and like boost the volume up. It's only going to control your peaks. So, it's a great basic opto compressor. Pretty quiet there. You can definitely hear it squashing things. Let's kind of compare that to the joemeek. All right, so that's the joemeek now. Here's that 280. Listen to that bass. That bass is just missing. That's the Azor compressor. It's actually branded as another brand, but if you take it apart, the circuit board in it, it's an Azor compressor, if I'm saying it right, AZOR. And you probably can't see it because it's such a small pedal, but it's got a level, and the blue thing there is the dial for the compression, and there is a tone knob, so you can dial in some of the high end if you like more high end than this. I like this compressor. It's a good deal for what it is. That's definitely getting squashed. Let's cut it off for a sec to hear the difference. All right, picking pretty hard, so I'm going to pick again pretty hard so you hear the difference. So there you have it, kind of the cheap opto compressor overview. Don't really like the 280 for bass. It's awesome for guitar. Great little classic DoD compressor. But after hearing how it chops out the bass frequencies, wouldn't recommend it for your bass guitar. The Azor Compressor, man, that's a pretty good compressor. Just doesn't have a lot of gain. If you have a boost after it, or you're going into an amp, you can boost it up there. And, of course, the joemeek 3Q, way better than both of those. But, it's a good comparison, so you hear how a nicer opto compressor sounds. And the 3Q has other benefits, too, besides that. It's a great preamp, and it's also got a really nice and musical EQ. But we're not reviewing the joemeek 3Q today. The Azor Compressor is the shining star here. It's a great little compressor for like $25. And it's, you can see the footprint of it. It is small, so you can fit that thing on your pedal board and have room for lots of other stuff. So hopefully you enjoyed this quick review of cheap opto compressors. Make sure you subscribe to the channel so you see some of the other things that I'm up to. Always reviewing gear, doing some live performances, guitar stuff, keyboard stuff, bass stuff, in general kind of sound things. So definitely subscribe to my channel. I definitely appreciate to get more people on it. Thanks a lot. Bye.